drawing, sculpturing, decorating, arts and crafts, textile and felt processing, hunting, falconry, smithworks and jewelry. We showcase our national identity in the KazArt program.
My art compositions should talk with the audience, as they are not limited in communication. When an art viewer will see my works, they are able to feel some emotions, as to cry or to laugh where necessary. Sometimes one must be naive, and then the viewer should feel them as in a movie. They should forget about everything for half an hour or an hour. Considering the picture, you need to experience exactly such feelings. If there is not any such impact, then why should we be artists? The creations of the artists are depicted with the bright paints, which takes the attention of the eye from the first minute. However, some people are not able to understand these storylines at a glance. The point and content of his paintings are unique, as well as subject and formula are not similar to any other painter's work. This signature belongs to Arman Baimuratov, who is one of the famous Kazakh artists.
Men oyumcha suret өнер bir ертегі сияқты.
In my mind, art of painting is like a fairy tale. There is no beginning and end. Nothing is possible to say. It is something without any borders. I studied in a college and an academy and always asked a question: what is it? What will the art give me in the future? Could I earn money? As I grew up without a father, my mother was the father and the mother.
Қаражат әкелема деген сияқты, потому что біздің туысқандарымыз бар ғой. Мен өзім әкесіз өскен жігітпін де, жаңағы анам әкелі болды, маған ана болды да, сол бауырларым, жаңағы ағаларымыз жолдан кесіп.
There was a time when my elder brothers advised me, why do you need it? Better do another thing. But I love art and I did not listen to their opinions. Some people consider the art of painting as a profession. Others think it as a hobby. I cannot say anything definitely. I think it is a manifestation of love to the arts. Arman drew his first picture at the age of 6. He made a copy of the image from the picture which was hung on the wall of the house on a piece of paper and showed it to his uncle. It is one story from his childhood. We know one thing: the picture which was depicted from the wall brought Arman to the world of art.
Жас кезінде осы қазақ фильмінде жұмыс істеген, жұмысқа орналасты да, и сол мен жаңағы апам мен атамның қолында.
My mom used to work in Kazakh film when she was young, therefore I was brought up by my grandparents. There was hanging a wonderful picture in the house at that time. Unfortunately, I don't know who the author was. The painting was black and white, and there was portrayed a mother with a baby in her hands, and also birches were painted on the background. I drew just with a simple pen on a notebook, not a pencil at that time.
Березадан салынған бір сурет болатын. И черно-белый болатын. Сонымен келдім қарындашпен емес, ручкамен сол кезде жағы тетрадтың несіне салдым.
I liked the picture and showed it to my uncle. After seeing my picture, the uncle silently hit me on my head. Then he said indignantly, "Why have you showed me a borrowed picture, telling it is yours? Who has painted it?" "I drew it myself," I replied. My uncle hit me on the head again. He turned and left. After that milestone in my destiny, my path of life changed dramatically. I did not take offense at my uncle. If he praised me in that moment, I would hardly become an artist. So what way did I choose?
Суреттің жолына түспеуші едім.
Академический рисунок, академический живопись дейді. Сол жағынан өте мықты болды.
During the study at the art specialized school, Arman was one of the best students who was able to depict an academic painting. All students were impressed by his portrait or landscape composition. Further, after the art school, the study was continued in Theater Academy. He chose the specialty of theater artist.
неге жаңағы театр сценография театр суретшісі болып түсті. Ол жерде де қандай керемет макеттер жасады. Өзінің жаңағы бір адам мысалы рисунокта мықты болса, қалған жерде бәр жерде мықты екенін.
He created amazing models of art. As life shows, if one is strong in drawing, he can be a master in other types of art. Later, in due course, technology has also changed. He did not limit only to the creation of pictures. He learned computer graphics and used to work hard. He created different designs on this subject.
Өзі үйреніп, біраз еңбек етті. Жаңағы сол тақырыпта әртүрлі дизайндар жасады.
Arman is an artist who is able to depict unusual sides of realistic art with special genres. Nevertheless, his soul demands freedom. Each of the work of Arman is specific. His pictures are huge, full of bright paints. He gives freedom to viewers for their fantasies in such a way. And we will not be wrong if we will call all these things as one succinct word of art.
Суретші Арман Баймұратовтың шығармашылығы жалпы баяндалу жағынан көркемдік жан-жақты әртүрлі айрықша болып келеді.
Arman Baimuratov is singular with his creation compositions. He tries to show the influence of the environment on the humans to release particular qualities inherent in man, generally in the whole of mankind. For example, the works Sour, Patron, and Conductor, they convey positive or negative human qualities in a particular form. If the pictures, bunch of flowers, spring, are distinguished by their singularity, meanwhile in some paintings he transforms the forms into a symbol, although it is notable that the creation of the artist demands total freedom.
Шығармаларындағы бір форманы символға айналдыру шығармашылығымен ерекшеленеді. Жалпы айтқанда суреттің шығармашылығында ешқандай қатып қалған қағида жоқ.
Училищеде оқып жүрген кезде біз Кастеев музейіне көп баратынбыз.
When we studied in college, we often visited the Kasteyev Art Museum. I am a Gemini in the horoscope, maybe therefore I am curious. Looking at the paintings of the artists of older generations, we were always filled with a sense of amazement and admiration. At that moment, I saw myself as a unique person and wanted to have my own script. Maybe it was some pride or even egoism. In these years, my development as an artist happened, an individual script was formed, but I did not show my creations to anyone, since someone can praise whereas another person can criticize them. Therefore, I decided to work in my own way. In order not to hear critical statements, I started to create my individual style. However, I fulfilled the tasks for academic realism given by teachers without question and received good marks.
Берілген мұғалімдердің айтатын заттарын бәрін етіп, жақсы бағалар алып жүрдік.
What was the reason that Arman did not show and hide his works? Signature from all people for a long time. About his style, which was developed during the student years as a result of long searches, Arman told about his signature with us.
Бізге фигура береді ғой, адамның фигурасын береді, сосын ол фигураны бар ғой, бүйтіп академизм бойынша салады.
During the lesson, the teachers gave us the task to draw a human figure. We portrayed this figure in the style of academicism. However, during the work I stylized by changing the ideas or the shoulders of the person in different transformations in order to convey the mood. I did different experiments. This was required for myself, so I constantly did stylization in that way. Further, we were given a task to stylize the trees and fish. Here, of course, there was the help of our teachers. I developed my own style and found my own signature.
Бірақ сөйтіп ақырындап сөйтіп кеп өзім почеркімді таптым.
Работы Армана первый раз я увидела на выставке «Молодец». В 2016 году в музее Кастеева.
I saw Arman's creations for the first time in the exhibition Good on You in the Museum of Kasteyev in 2016. That time he exhibited his works in a big museum. It was a time when he studied in our academy for the second education for a stage manager. Since he was my student, he also invited me to this exhibition. After seeing Arman's paintings, I was amazed. A human must look on nature from the point of ecology. I still teach this idea to my students. It means to follow the laws of nature implicitly. First of all, humans' spiritual world and values should be in harmony with the nature and obey it. People should not break the rules, as the nature was created for humans by God. It means certain order was created for humans and nature, so a person should be open for that.
Для человека, для природы, вот нужно к этому быть очень открытым.
21st century is the century of high technology development. Modern scientific technical progress is in process of an onward development. At the same time, warm relationships with environment, such qualities as love and mercy are inherent in a man, gradually began to disappear.
Я когда увидела, у него визитной карточкой была работа «Молодец».
When I saw his works, Fine Fellow, I was impressed by his work. The first attention took the blue background and then roped on it. A man walks on the braided rope. It is hard to determine the gender looking on the silhouette. It looks like a woman to me. Anyhow, since the name of the picture is Fine Fellow, possibly it means he can be a boy also. His hands are open and directed to both sides. On fingers of both hands, he has rings holding balls through the tied string on it. Despite that both of the balls were of white color, the reflection of various colors can be noticed. Meanwhile, the silhouette of the person was painted with a pinkish color. A living organism that was created according to the law of nature is close to nature, and I understood the meaning of picture as superiority. The blue color painted on the body of the human, it is an energetic center responsible for causes and effects. The color of the field in Arman's painting is bluish. The man is portrayed in pinky and ashy colors. Meanwhile, the ashy energy located in the human body is spiritual energy.
А фиолетовая энергетика в организме человека – это духовная энергетика.
Arman Baimuratov tries to reveal the composition with the help of peculiar images in each of his creations. He takes such contrast as light and shadow, small and big forms, heaviness and depth, black and white, hot and cold. Thus, by uniting his thoughts, which he composed to express in his works, he creates a composition in this system.
В каждой работе у него его взгляд, его позиция проглядывается. Вот, например, работа «Помидор». Портрет. Голова человека в широкой шляпе, он весь в оттенках.
In each of his creations, his view and position are noticeable. For example, the tomato portrait. The person's head is in a white hat, he is entirely in cold, gray, blue erased shades, and there is a tomato on the hat. And of course, he does not see the animated nature due to his obsession. If the person does not see the wildlife when he is not in contact with it and does not receive resources from it, then fades in it and no colors of life, nor red, neither yellow or green are in him. The conclusion of this painting, in my mind, is that he wanted to say that humans must be open to nature. In that case, a person gets the resources for life and nature and rejoices also. And the tomato is already wrinkled since the human does not see it, so that is the meaning.
Тогда ресурс получает для жизни и человек, и природа радуется. А тут природа, помидор уже морщится, он его не видит. Вот такой смысл.
Мен тақырыпты қатты көп іздемеймін. Тақырып қасымызда.
I spent a lot of time for the searching of the subject, and the topics are always next to us. The subject of your composition can be your sister, friend's beloved girlfriend, or it can even be a laugh of the child. As people say, everything is close. There is one fairy tale: a boy left his home to search for happiness. Consequently, he traveled the whole world. At the end, he finds his happiness in his own house.
Ең ақырында акасы бақытты өзінің үйінде табады ғой. Сол акасы это сол сияқты ғой, біз кейде іздейміз де акасы бақыт өзіміздің қасымызда, это біздің жаңағы туысқандарымыз бақыт, вот сол жақтан іздейміз. Мен осы
So are we search the unknown where, when it is far away from us. The names of my paintings are usually short. I don't have some space names. I have compositions which are called Fine Fellow, The Road. All of them are taken from life. Only the form and lines are a little bit stylized and transformed. Actually, in general, these are ordinary Kazakh names and Kazakh themes.
Өзіміздің жаңағы қазақи жаңағылар, аттар, жаңағы қазақи тақырыптар.
Arman has a lot of quantity works which are created in graphic technique. Most of them are sketches created on a white paper many years ago. Among them, we can see works which are depicted on a white canvas and became works of art.
Мына көптеген суреттер сол кездегі жас кезіміздегі 20 жыл бұрын 10 жыл бұрын жасалған сурет.
I depicted most of these works 10 to 20 years ago. I used oil paints in my paintings. The basis works were prepared a long time ago. My creative work started with sketches which I depicted on a piece of paper.
Шығармашылықты бірдемеге нету керек қой, жасау керек қой. Сол қағаздан басталды ең бірінші. Потому что қағаз қолыңда, қарындаш самый не, арзан жаңағы инструмент. Сол қарындашпен жаңағы қолыңда резинка, и содан басталдым.
As the paper and pencil are always in a right place. All these drawings became graphic design. I noticed later they are created in a singular way. I grew up and improved my skills in the art. Constantly, my creative work started with a piece of paper.
Потому что қолдағы бар зат қой. Жанрларым әртүрлі, ол кішкене кейде бір почеркті өзгертетін себебім мен бір стильде көп жұмыс істей алмаймын. Өзгертіп тұрамын. Былай қалай болады екен деп.
I work in different genres. Sometimes I change my handwriting because I cannot work a long time in the same style. I'm always thinking, what happens if I do this? When I make experiments, I use multicolored colors. Then it seems to me that there are too many colors and shades. If I leave it in black and white, then I go back to experiment to find out how the combination of white and black will look. Beforehand, I depicted a lot of small sketches on A4 paper. Only 1 to 2 be depicted very well among them. And I just select the sketch with the right colors and I depict it on a large canvas.
Соның ішін аламын да, ұнағанын келемін де, ақырындап жаңағы осында кескіндемеге сөйтіп цветін көріп, бәрін етіп, сөйтіп толықты бір неге келемін.
These papers with sketches have taken a special role in Arman's creations, as every line, every trace of a pencil are the mood of the artist at a certain moment. Arman is a creative and very talented young man. He is an artist, sculptor, director, and master of design. Recently he finished working on a short motion film. It doesn't matter which field of art he comes in touch with, he has something to say to his viewers. Those who see my works consider them in comparison. One finds design in them, another thinks they have theatrical colors, and the third considers that certain images exist here. Since they see that nothing is painted in bright colors, therefore the work is some specific thought, an important aspect. Probably there is, since everything that was read and studied is not lost to anywhere. What is read remains in the hearts and thoughts. When you work on the painting, everything that you found out at one time is manifested in it unconsciously and intuitively.
Көп адамдарға байқағаным, оның жұмыстарынан қорқады кейбіреулер. Ойбай, мынау не салып жатыр, мынаның түрлері қандай деп.
I notice many people are afraid of his works. There are such people who ask embarrassedly, "Oh, what is painted here? What a look it has." Meanwhile, I can see care and affection on these faces. I think we are artists and feel and perceive everything in the same manner. For example, childhood comes into mind. For example, a boy is portrayed on this picture who is in the field. It is winter and snowing. There is white snow around. There are slices of red watermelon on the snow.
Жаңағы несін иіскеп тұр. Ондай әр уақытта болады, мысалы қыс кезі.
At some moment you feel the smell of this watermelon. How can the smell of watermelon come in winter? But it is felt. Therefore every person feels something no matter where he is located or what he is doing. Whatever is impossible to be that appears in thoughts via smells and some projections. And some people do not notice it and miss it. I think Arman feels such things intensely and perceives, and further by expressing them through his paintings, he offers to us, his viewers.
Мен ойлаймын, Арман сондай заттарды өткізіп алмайды, оны қабылдайды да, соны жаңағы бізге паш етіп картина ретінде көрсетеді.
Arman Baimuratov plans to organize another personal exhibition soon. Art lovers will get acquainted with Arman's compositions in the field of painting and sculpture in his next exhibition under the title Swan Song. We can see the artist's new works at this exhibition.